Hey, I'm just Antoine, and welcome to the Repositioning podcast. We're so excited for y'all to be able to view this wonderful conversation we're going to have. I have Martel Matthews with me, and we are excited to have you. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Indeed. Thank you, Antoine. I appreciate you inviting me. It was so organic the way this whole thing happened, right?
Yes, it was quick.
Yeah.
And
much so.
it was, sometimes when you feel the spirit of an individual and you know that it's genuine, that it was just a connection, like right off the bat.
Yeah.
And we were just able to have a quick conversation, and here we are today on a podcast.
Just like that, steps to go, and that's really a great lesson for anybody who's paying attention is when things happen, you have to actually commit and make movement. We met at Black Wall Street Nation, a conference, right? It was a pre-meeting. We just happened to sit next to each other. We started having a conversation. The energy was right. We can feel that energy of God, that presence. And look at us, a week later.
Yes, a week later.
Yeah.
So
glad to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh man, it's a pleasure. So tell us about a little bit what you're doing. You got a lot going on, brother.
Yes, sir. I do have a lot of things going on. My primary deal is, my name is Martel Matthews. Of course, I'm the CEO and co-founder of Good Feeling Hemp.
Okay.
We are an all black owned CBD company.
Yes.
We do all cannabis and hemp. I manufacture my products in Colorado, Aurora, Colorado to be exact.
Okay.
Ship everything down here. One of the reasons I met you, I was looking to get a retail store at the conference we're at. It's an all black owned market that's opening up on Richmond with Black Wall Street Nation. Got to plug them in here because it's an amazing organization to be a part of.
For sure.
And I've been able to just grow in this cannabis space, being black and being having social equity. And cannabis and hemp is important. A lot of our people are not in the space as consumers, nor as distributors, or as wholesalers, as growers, as formulators, customizing in the lab. It's so many different parts of the cannabis industry that we need to become a part of, right? So one of my chief aim goals and missions is to help millennials and minorities become a part of the cannabis industry through using the plants, the products, as well as through creating their own businesses in the industry.
Wow. That's very interesting. I have my cannabis stories now that I can tell.
They always get started. Whenever I say cannabis, everybody's like, my craziest cannabis story.
But I'm gonna hold that maybe later. But no, I don't mind. But I remember I had some college buddies. I had an opportunity to go to Iowa State, and they were agriculture majors, and so horticulture, and so they had a little lab they built underground, and I was like, we don't have basements here in Houston, but we had basements, and so they let me in on the secret, and I'm like, bro,
what's going on? It's a heaven of green plants.
So that's what you're doing. You're actually growing.
So what I do as a company, my co-founder is Ian Terry, right? He's been in the industry for the last 10 years. He sits on the board of the Hemp Association in Colorado.
Okay.
He's worked with the governor's office out there, so has amazing experience within the industry.
Wow.
And we've been able to actually align ourselves when you think about the supply chain, right? Because he is my manufacturer and my supplier, and then my company is the distribution and retail. So within being an all black owned company who is semi-vertically integrated through partnerships, right? We're able to really grow as a large corporation would, but instead of having to use so much capital up front, I was able to use partnerships. Right. So that's one thing. That's a key. Ooh. If you can partner with the right person. Now, sometimes you partner with wrong people. It has to be a strategical partner that's going to bring benefits to your entity. You're going to bring benefits to them. And then as long as y'all quality is there, you're good to go. So
So it's a leverage thing that you're using to grow your business?
For my business and for my entity.
Yes.
Yeah. Now, some of the products that we offer and manufacture to our customers, we have creams, topicals that help with like pain, inflammation. Like some of my customers have knee pain, back pain.
Yes.
I have oils that you put under your tongue. If you have like anxiety, have problems with insomnia, going to sleep, you'll use the CBD oil. We have bath bombs, capsules. Like I have a whole array of catalogs. Our website is goodfeelinghemp.com. That's where everybody go to check out our products.
All right. Well, I definitely want to check it out, man. And because we, a lot of times it holds a negative connotation from some people's perspective, and some it's like, hey, it's heaven on earth, right?
It is, yep.
But it's natural. It's a natural herb.
And you saying that, I love it because you just trigger something to me, right?
Okay.
I get very passionate when I talk about this plant because we have to unlearn to relearn the things around this plant. One, the cannabis plant connects to our endocannabinoid system.
Okay.
All humans have an endocannabinoid system, animals as well, right? This system we were taught it in science. A lot of people forgot about it, but this is what controls your central nervous system and your peripheral nervous system. Okay. You're familiar with that, right, Antoine?
A little bit.
Your central nervous system.
I know the central nervous system.
Right? Like you remember when you used to go to the doctor and they kick your knee? And then your knee go up, right? That's the nerves of your central nervous system interacting. The peripheral nervous system is the system that interacts with your organs, who the central nervous system talks to basically regulate your body. Okay. So these endocannabinoids connect to our body to help balance us out. And the cannabis plant in particular has two plants. One is the marijuana plant. The second is the hemp plant, right? So the marijuana plant has over 0.3 delta 9 THC, which is the cannabinoid or the chemical that gets you psychoactive, makes you high, right? CBD or hemp has under 0.3 THC, so it's straight medicinal. You won't get high taking CBD or hemp plants. You'll just feel nice and relaxed. Now, myself, our company at Good Feeling Hemp, we just do all hemp and CBD. But as a business person in the industry, I have access to all cannabis products, right? Okay. Depending on what market I'm in, depends on what product I'm talking about, right? Like in Colorado, we can do THC, CBD, Delta 8, whatever type of cannabinoids. In Texas, it's CBD because that's what's legal in Texas. So, you know, it's an amazing industry. Wow. It's a lot of information for people to learn and digest. And that's why I'm so happy you're giving us and me this opportunity, because this is important. Platforms where we can talk and educate our people is so important. You know,
it is important. And, you know, we can find our space and really be able to share good information, correct information, right, to the world and let them know that, hey, it's some good things going on, because, you know, it's kind of taboo in some circles, like the church circle. And I don't want to know, you know, I don't do weed or this, that, and the other. But if it has some healing properties and it helps balance our body, so I'm well aware of the balancing that we need, because the things that we eat throw us all
the way off,
right?
Pharmaceutical drugs are no better. And I love the church circle, actually. Like anybody in Houston, if you got a church and you want myself or one of my representatives to come out, I go to churches and talk to them to educate them on these plants, because a lot of our elders have the most problems with what these plant-based medicines solve. This is medicine, right? This is plant-based, all organic medicine. And it's we don't use pesticides. We don't use non-GMO. Our products all have COAs, which is important for anybody using CBD products. Watch what products you buy and ask, do they have a COA? That stands for Certificate of Analysis. That means that a third-party laboratory that's separate from my own entity and my company tested the products to also prove what was in them, right? You don't have to do that because CBD is not regulated. Because cannabis is deregulated, companies don't have to do that. So some companies don't. And you'll have people who may buy a product online or may buy a product from a store and it doesn't work. Then they're like, CBD don't work. And I'm like, the CBD you bought didn't work, right? And it is a lot of CBD that doesn't work if you buy the wrong one. Dr. Oz actually did a study, and you can YouTube it. He did a study on CBD. And on his show, he tested 15 products. 15, Antoine. I was super amazed when I looked at this. Out of the 15 products he tested, 12 of them did not have enough CBD in them to actually work. Meaning that people were selling you snake oil saying that it's CBD. Only 3 out of 15 had enough CBD to actually work. That's why I have so much pride and confidence in my products, because ours actually work. We actually got the right amount of cannabinoids and the properties in there, so
Right.
it's important. We just got to educate people.
Wow. So I know I've dealt with some essential oils, and I know it's similar, because the potency, if you dilute it so much, you don't have enough to get the actual effect that the oil can bring and the healing properties of that essential oil. It's the same thing, right?
That's a great analogy. Yes, sir. Very similar, right? Like if you was using lavender, for instance, which helps with sleep and relaxation. If you did that in a diffuser, but you didn't have enough of it coming out of the diffuser for you to smell and for it to connect to your receptors in your brain, then it wouldn't work effectively. So
Right.
Yes, 100%, same type of system.
Cool. Well, we're gonna take our first break, and I'm glad you're here, man.
I'm enjoying this.
I'm
enjoying this.
It's awesome. It's awesome. We'll be right back for our next segment. Hey, I'm just Antoine, and welcome back to the Repositioning podcast. And I got my man Martel with me, and we're excited to have you, brother. Truly, I'm already pumped up, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to give me some CBD, man. Right?
There you go.
And just to get this information out, man. It's like you've gotten a fan already. So
I appreciate that.
Tell us some more. What you got?
Yeah, so one thing for me, Antoine, as I was telling you a little bit off camera, is my why, right? For me, it's not just about revenue. It's not just about growing a business. Even though I do want to grow a huge business, I want to be a Fortune 100 company or Fortune 10 company, right? Like I want to build that level of organization because we should want to be the best, right?
Right.
But
Definitely.
what it's about is people. Like it's so many people. If you think about how many people are struggling and are in pain, my customers, like when they actually come to me and they're like, Martel, like I couldn't walk straight. I have testimonials on YouTube on my video where I had customers who had back pain from sciatica, from all type of different stuff, nerve problems, and them being able to use a product that just helps lower the amount of pain that they were in. I'm not gonna say the product completely took it away or it healed that or anything, but it made them where they can function, right?
Yes.
It improved their life. If I can improve people's lives, if I can, for everybody want to make $1 million, I want to improve 1 million lives.
Hallelujah.
If I can actually change and make that level of impact through my company, through knowledge or through my products, either one, right? I'm changing people's lives today who listen to this podcast and reconsider using CBD products. You reconsider using cannabis as plant-based medicine, right? You don't just have to use it recreationally. You can take out the THC that gets you high and you can use the properties that help fix your endocannabinoid system and help heal your body.
And regulate you, right?
Regulate, yes,
man. Sir. That's awesome. That's awesome. And so, when you talk about people, that's the key ingredients in success, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Right? Because if you're about the people, the money gonna come.
It's gonna come. It's gonna come.
The success is gonna come.
Yes, sir.
But when you genuinely care about people, and I was talking about, and I was actually reading about in the book Limitless I've been talking about and sharing with you, but it talked about aligning your passion with your purpose. And when you can align your passion with your purpose, you have motivation to do what you do.
Yes. You
don't mind talking about it. You don't mind sharing.
It becomes second nature, Antoine. And when it becomes second nature, you do have to start to once you align your passion and your purpose, now you have to integrate discipline And then once you integrate discipline, you have to learn how to plan, right? You need to make smart goals. And when I say smart, I don't just mean smart as in mind. I mean specific, measurable, attainable, relatable, and timely, right? Like smart goals that you can actually say, this is my goal and this one I want to get here. Because the problem with, I seen so many young brothers and sisters and older brothers and sisters who have amazing passion and they have, like, they got purpose, they got drive, but they don't set goals for themselves. And it can be hard. It's hard for me. I even have to continue to help myself set goals, right? But it's so critical and it's so important to your success to set goals so you can have a direction to where you're headed, no matter what you're doing in life, you know?
Exactly. You know, we have to expand our minds. Our minds are muscles as well. And so we have to grow and, you know, really learn our talents and what I got from what you said is you got to know your profession. You got to know, okay, how am I going to get there? Let me be the best that I can be in this field so that I can help as many people that I can help.
Yes, sir.
Right. And then I'll reach my goals because that's my driving force.
100%. I will 100% agree with that. And know yourself. Know yourself. If you're like, I know myself. I'm naturally a person who will be 5 to 10 minutes late. So I leave my house 5 to 10 minutes early. I set my alarm 5 to 10 minutes ahead of time because I'm naturally that type of person. I know myself, right? But I'm big on being early, which is being on time. I'm big on that. I'm more big on that in my head than I have been in person. So I had to set the discipline to set my schedule early, right? I got here, right, 1 o'clock. I set my clock telling me I need to leave my office at 12. I'm only 40 minutes away.
Right.
Well, why am I telling myself to leave a whole hour early? Anything can come up. Anything can happen. And guess what? I actually got out the office enough to get here right on time.
Right on time.
So know yourself too, you know?
Yes. And then put those things, you know, I'm reading also a book by Darius Daniels, and it's called Relational Intelligence. And that
sounds good.
Being intentional in your relationships, and you kind of talked about that with your partner in your business, and having those right alignments. Sometimes we put people in the wrong place, and it can ruin us, you know. And we shouldn't have to roll the dice, is what Dr. Daniels talk about, you know, with our relationships. If Jesus in the Bible made it so important, you know, about relationships.
Yeah, relationships are key.
Very key.
For like business success, but also just for personal happiness.
Oh, man.
Like, be happy. At the end of the day, life is crazy, y'all. And if you don't find happiness and joy in the small things, being present in the moment and being grateful, gratitude will take you so far in life. So far. If you don't get nothing else from this podcast, you get that gratitude will take you so far. Get you a journal. Right. What you grateful for? It'll change your life. I promise you. That's a promise. That's a fact.
I just dropped maybe 2 or 3 days ago about I do a daily word and challenge, and I say, you show me a grateful person, you show me a blessed person.
Indeed.
Because, you know, that person that's grateful, man, you don't mind giving them clothes off your back because you know they're going to appreciate it.
Exactly.
You go above and beyond for a grateful person.
You do.
And so just having that life, making it a lifestyle to be grateful, you know. Consciously, on purpose, intentionally, right? Yes, sir. And that's pretty much what we got to do with all of our lives, right? In every area of our lives, we have to be intentional. Yeah,
definitely agree with that. And I've been able to have some successful growth, Antoine, by being intentional in my life. You know, it's not always easy. It's like you have to make sacrifice. Become accustomed to sacrifice. If you want to be successful and you want to be great. I mean, great, you know, because I want greatness, Antoine. I don't know about you, but I know that God said I'm greatness on display, right? Yes. God, G-O-D, greatness on display. So if I'm being greatness on display, I gotta want to be the best, like better than myself, right? Like, and that level has to be intentional in making these sacrifices. I might not be able to go to the club when I want to go to the club, because I'm going to work on my business. I'm going to work on this, you know, like, and this coming from a young brother, right? So
Right.
I'm using a young reference, but that can be anything. It can be on an older reference as well, where
Yes.
you may love watching a certain Netflix special, right? Or you
Right.
might love coming home. You work a 9 to 5. You want to quit your 9 to 5 job, right? It's people like this. You work a 9 to 5. You want to quit your 9 to 5. Your traditional routine is you go to work, wake up 7 o'clock, you know, get your shower, go jog to the work, get off work at 5, get home after traffic. It's maybe 6 o'clock. Then you may eat some food, and then you throw on your Netflix show, or you throw on your show, and then you're telling yourself you want to start another business. Now, if you're okay with just your regular job, which is perfectly fine, right? If you got a great job and you love your life, great. But if you're the type of person where you're like, I want to create additional income, when you come home, you shouldn't chill from that 6 to 9 and then tell yourself at 9 o'clock, I'm going to start working on my second business. No, when you get home at 5:30, maybe still get your food, but then instead of putting on the show that you'll usually watch at 6 to 7:30, 8, you know what I'm saying? Then spend some time with your lady. From that 6 to 7:30, it can take 1 hour, an extra hour out your day consistently can change your life. Switch up your patterns, switch up your habits, and you'll switch up your life, you know? It come with it.
Yes. Change your activities, it'll change your values.
Yes, sir.
And so yes, you're dropping some gems on us today. So I know this ain't gonna be the first. I mean, hey, if you want to start your own podcast, my studio is open to you, brother.
Hey,
because I'm telling you, man, you are on fire, and I'm loving it. I am, and it's just really resonating. But one of the things, another book, I'm a reader now. You know, I'm a part of 2 organizations. One I host, but we've read in both of them What Makes the Great Great by Dennis P. Kimbrough. That's another great read, and you have to know that God is the center of your life, right? And he's the center of everything. He's the center of the universe. And when we can align with him and have that passion and know the talents and the gifts that he has given us and the purpose that he has tied us to,
yes, sir,
it just makes life so much easier,
so
right?
much.
We're going to have a hard time anyway, but you might as well have a hard time having fun.
Yeah. Yeah, no, for sure.
It's going to be tough.
To God be the glory.
Man.
To God be the glory.
No, go ahead, brother.
I remember I watched the interview of the late Nipsey Hussle, which rest in peace to Nipsey Hussle. I love that man. He gave me so much from afar, because I never met him in person, but just listening to his interviews, even more than listening to his music, his mindset of black wealth and of creation was so strong to me. And one thing he said in one interview was, you know, when he feels like it's hard, like the journey's hard, like, man, he's overly stressed, it's a lot on your shoulders, a lot on your back, and you got all this stuff to do, he has to remind himself that it's supposed to feel this way. If you're achieving your dream and the dream is actually manifesting into reality, God put this on you because you're the one who can handle it. It's supposed to be you.
Yes.
You're the one who can deal with everything you got to deal with as the leader, as the organizer, as the God ordained soul to carry out that part of the mission.
Wow.
It's supposed to be you.
Yes.
You know, so it's all about, if you think about that, you're like, dang, all right, God, you did this because you knew that this is what you wanted me to do.
That's right. And it's all about perspective, right?
Yeah.
Changing your perspective and saying, hey, I'm meant to do this. I'm supposed to do this. You know, I'm supposed to carry this burden. I'm supposed to reach back to my next generation and make sure that they got what they need to make it, you know, and be that change in the world. And so one of the things that you talked about was putting in that work. Yeah. We got to put in the work.
Have to. Can't pass that.
If we're going to be great.
Yeah.
If we want to be great, and if we want to make a difference, whatever you've been called to do, you must put in the work. And it's said that you got to at least put in 10,000 hours to become on that level of expert. Mm-hmm. And whatever it is. And if you see people that's making millions and billions of dollars, they put in the work.
Yes, they did. They did. And anybody who got it fast, they lose it fast. Look at a person who wins the lottery. Most of them within 5 years are broke again. right?
Right.
Most rich people die broke. These are facts that most people don't think about or don't talk about, right? Most rich people do not have generational wealth, contrary to everybody belief. When you think about people being rich, you think, oh, these people have generational wealth. No, the top 5%, the percent that's generational wealth is very, very small compared to the whole population of, let's just say, of the United States, but even of the world, right?
Yes.
So the typical person who becomes rich within a life cycle, whether it was given from a parent or whatever, most of them die broke. And so it's so much that you got to change your mindset around to really understand, like, perspective. Like you said, perspective is everything.
Yeah, man. And so we're about to change that.
Yeah.
You and I, and people like-minded, like us, with Black Wall Street Nation, Black Wall Street New Generation. We're in a movement now to change that, so that and we're not about excluding others. We're about including our people.
Yeah.
And because we come from such a background where we just didn't get it. I mean, whatever we got, we had to struggle for it. We had to fight. We had to overcome odds that was said to be impossible, but we are still here. And so that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about the movement. I'm excited about life. And I tell people, and I said it on the last podcast, that I'm a Christian first.
Yeah.
Then I'm a black man. Because I could be, if I'm a black man first, I can be a black man in Hades, right?
Yeah.
But I need to go up. I want to go up in the way. And so I'm a Christian first, but then I'm an African American, and I'm proud to be an African American. So it ain't nothing wrong with that. But I don't exclude other races. So I mean, I love everybody, and we should.
Yeah, and exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
but we can't
treat everybody treat others the way you want to be treated. It's the golden rule, But what you're saying is spot on, because I tell people all the time, like, at Good Feeling Hemp, we make our products for all people, right? But we target millennials and minorities because we feel like we've been left out, we've been underrepresented, and we haven't had the proper amount of information and amount of attention that we think is necessary. So we decided to be the change we want to see.
Hallelujah, hallelujah. Well, we're gonna go. We're gonna take a break right now. Thanks for tuning in to the Repositioning podcast, and we will be right back with you.
Hi, we want to welcome you to JW's Place, Soul Food and Barbecue. Look, some of the best barbecue in town. I make the sauce myself, y'all. It's from scratch. You ain't gonna get it from nowhere else. Ribs, pulled pork. We got it down here. Fried chicken, whole smoked chicken. We got everything you want. Listen, we even got a drive-through. So you ain't even got to get out your car. We'll come to you anywhere you are. Okay, listen, come down to JW's Place at 28533 Spring Trails Ridge here in Spring, Texas, 77386. Look, we are ready to serve you here. It is our pleasure at JW's Place, JW's Soul Food and Barbecue. Come on, get your barbecue. And while you're here, look here. I throw you a wing on the side. Just like that. JW's Place, Soul Food and Barbecue.
This young man is on fire. I didn't even ask your age, but I just love the energy. I love the flow, the feel, the comfort. The vibe is just on point. And so I know you're very affectionist, if I said that word right, but you have that ability to draw people, and that's part of your anointing. And so God is going to put you on some great platforms. Okay, I'm just telling you. This is what I feel deep down in my heart right now.
Yes, sir.
He's going to put you on some great platforms, and he first of all, he knows you're not ashamed of him. Okay, and he knows that you're going to share with what he's giving you.
Indeed.
And so, with no holds bar, you're not going to hold anything back. And so he says in his word that he's looking to and fro throughout the whole earth to try to find a man whose heart is perfect towards him.
Yep.
That he may show himself to be strong in their behalf. And so that's what God is going to do for you. He's going to make himself strong in your behalf. And you've already seen it, but it's just the tip of the iceberg, right?
Mm-hmm.
You haven't even seen the depth that he's going to take you and the places he's going to take you, brother. And so thank you for coming on the Repositioning podcast. Where you see yourself going right now?
I think the podcast name, the Repositioning Podcast, is so fitting because I think that as a people and as a world, we are repositioning who we are, what's our mindsets, who our souls are. We're bringing and grabbing, and demanding that we have justice. We're demanding that we change the way that life has been going for us and what it will be for the future. So for your question of where do I see myself going, it's in a mindset of where do I see God taking me? Because of course I have business dreams. Of course I have dreams of my company. I want to have 1 million families using CBD products, right? I'm about to open up a subscription box that people can just subscribe at an affordable price and get their amount of CBD for themselves as well as for their pets when I add my pets line over and over to their house and help them, right? So I have my cannabis dreams. I have my dreams for a nonprofit. I started 2 nonprofits actually. I filed them. I haven't actually developed the theme and the concept, but one is support Black business, and then the other one is we don't fit in. And these are so key to me because we have to understand that we are here to elevate ourselves and to elevate our people. And you don't have to fit in with anybody's way of life to create love and oneness with God, which should be what you really want to achieve at the end of the day. The money is cool, but you can't take it with you. The Egyptians tried it; they didn't take it, right?
Right.
Partying, having fun is cool. You can still have fun, but at the end of the day, you're a spirit having a human experience. So your soul is here for more than the physical pleasures that we get from earth, right? So if you understand that and you internalize that, you'll realize that the connection that you should be developing personally with God, right? Going to church is great, reading your Bible is great, and keep doing all of those things. But throughout your day-to-day life, there's a personal connection that you should be able to develop with God that will elevate your soul. So when it's time for you to depart from this place, your soul has risen to another level. So for me, I see myself heading to a place where my frequency of vibrational being, the way I think, the way I speak, the way I live my life truly, not just in front of the cameras. I can care less about these cameras. Right. This is who I really am. You see me coming here and talk like this. So how you really are as a true person, not just in front of people, your flaws and all, is greatness for God. G-O-D, greatness on display, right? That's God. So I definitely see myself heading that way. Yeah. I want to dream talk right now, though. Can I dream talk? Is that cool? That's all?
For sure.
I want to dream talk, man, because I do want some amazing things physically too, though, right? Like I see myself having an amazing family. I'm not married yet, right? So okay. I see myself having an amazing wife. I see myself having a cabin somewhere in the snow, maybe Colorado, maybe somewhere else where the floors can heat up and I got big windows and I can look over the mountain and see deers running. I see myself having this place in Houston. I see myself traveling the world. I loved Hawaii. I lived in Barcelona, Spain when I was 22. I graduated college and moved to Barcelona because of study abroad, and that was amazing.
Wow.
Yes. I think I see myself hosting travel events. I want to get Black people traveling around the world, traveling from where they are on an affordable rate to see something different because it's so important.
It is so important.
It's so important, and I also see myself, this may be in my later years, but I really see myself transitioning into the connectivity of a global Black experience to a way of Marcus Garvey, right? Like I love one thing I love about Marcus Garvey. He had the passion of like a Booker T. Washington, which Booker T. Washington is probably one of the most famous black men ever of time, you know. But Marcus Garvey had a mindset of I'm going to collect us globally and bring us all together. Back all the way back in his day, he had a point where he had millions of black people, black women and black men, right, paying him $5 a month. $5 a month. He was a true revolutionary and a visionary, right? $5 a month to go to the cause of putting us together on a global scale, right? That's what started the whole in something pro. I'm trying to think of the name, but the president, how they tried to infiltrate all the things that came with that industry or with his movement. So not that I see myself necessarily being a revolutionary or anything of that nature. I see myself being used by God to create whatever God wants me to create for his people. Yes. And his people is all people, right? It's not just black, white, Hispanic, whatever. God's people is all people. Don't get it twisted. But the right souls that he wants to attract to my tribe is the souls that I feel like I was put on earth to impact. So that's what I'm gonna do.
Awesome, man. Awesome. That is powerful. And I believe that everything that you just said is very possible. And because you spoke it out in the atmosphere, it's going to happen. This is what I'm learning, right? And I read this in the book, and it said that our mindset is what causes us to see and hear what we see and hear. And so if we expand our mindset, we'll start seeing things different that we're expecting, right? And hearing things different. And so that's what God said, life and death is in the power of the tongue. He said, and there's just so many scriptures, right, that we can lend to let us know that, hey, he said, as a man thinketh, what? So is he.
Yes, sir.
So is he. So he says your mindset. He said, I want you to renew your mind daily, right? It's not, don't stop doing it. He said, because this is what you're going to find my perfect will. Yeah. This is how you're going to end up where I need you to be. And so when we start really taking God at his word, when you said it earlier, it brought to the scripture to mind that David said, I would have fainted except I believed to see the goodness of the Lord in the land of the living. And so David said, I want to see some good things. I know God wants to give me some good things in this earth, and I want to experience all that he has for me. And you know, he was the king's king. Yeah. He was a bad man. And so we are going to experience some things. And I'm so excited about you and what God is doing in your life right now. And I want the ladies that's watching this podcast to calm down, right? Because I know you're gonna have some attention, right? But you are going to find your space, you know, and you're going to get all your dreams if you keep the same enthusiasm about life, enthusiasm about God, enthusiasm about what you're doing. You're setting yourself up for success. And I know it ain't happened overnight, and it's been a journey, you know. But keep up the good work, my brother. And you're very much an inspiration for me. And I know there's great things in your near future. So if I know we'll be connecting more and with the Black Wall Street Nation and New Generation, but besides that, we gonna do some great things together. And so I just want, if I'm nothing but, you know, the cheerleader waving the flag, you know, when as Martel goes to this place that God is about to take you, I want to wave the flag, brother, for you.
I appreciate that, and I humbly accept those words because I think it's important. And I think even connecting with our brothers from our older to younger generations, being able to connect and talk and listen and gain from each other is so important. You know, it's just so important for where we need to head. I was talking to Elder Baba Shaka actually earlier today. He came by the office right before I came here and bought some products, and we were having a conversation about how many of the youth in the elders, how it's such a strong gap between the lack of connectivity between the youth and the elders when it comes to the African American community, right?
Yeah.
It's such a lack, and we have to bring that respect back for the elders, and then the elders have to be open to the youth in their young ways, and the connectivity between connecting our generations is one of the things that we're missing from the growth of going to the next level, right? It's not. I remember I used to always see big mamas all around, right? And then let's even speak less about big daddies. How many grandfathers are like the head of the households right now? How many grandmothers? It was more just my experience growing up. It was more grandmothers who we always like big mama control everything than it really was big daddies, right? So I think that a man such as yourself, a man such as myself is important for our community because we need strong black men to stand up and really create the nation that we need to have for the world to change, for our people to change, for our sisters, for our children, our grandchildren. It's gonna start with the man, man like you. So I appreciate it,
man. And the time is now.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't wait for another generation. We can't wait for another 10 years. We can't wait. The time is now, and the stage has been set for us. And so let's utilize this platform of podcasting. Let's utilize this platform and every platform that God opens the door. One of the things we're doing in the boss meeting is finding out the purpose within us, right? Expanding our mindset so we have a paradigm shift so that we can really go to that next level and really be the people that God is calling us to be, because we all have a genius within us. We just need to awaken it.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Yeah.
There's nobody that can do it like you can, Martel, because of your experience and your gifting that God has given you. And so we shouldn't have to compete, because there's no competition between us.
No.
We're like-minded, and we're going in the same direction, and we have the same purpose.
And it's an abundance universe.
And it's abundance. I mean, it's too much out here for us to get while we got to fight each other,
Exactly.
But you said a key word. There needs to be a connectivity between the generations. And old school and young school, new school, whatever we want to call it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It needs to be a connection. And a lot of times we as older people, I don't even like how that sound coming out of my mouth, but I know my age. Right?
Yeah.
As old school, we have to be willing to connect. And we have to be able to reach down and be able to, give a hand up and even take some criticism, even take some advice.
But that's what you're doing. And this is what I mean. We need more men like you. Look at this whole building, this amazing atmosphere that you, Antoine, and Will have created and been able to develop. This is going to change a lot of people's lives, right? Young men lives who can come in, because one thing is we got to keep it real. One way to actually help change the young people's lives is to have something of value where they would want to come to be in your energy in the first place, right? We gotta be real. If you don't have nothing for them to want to come, it's kind of the same reason why I never been a street dude ever in my life, right? Even though I got family and stuff that's from that. But the most important thing when you see people who get out of jail and they come back and they trying to talk to the kids that's kind of in the streets, that's at school, and they like, all right, bro, whatever. But you've been in jail for 20 years, 30 years, now you out, you trying to talk to me. Cool, but I'm in these streets right now, right? Whereas somebody who's kind of still in the streets or still doing something, talk to them, they listen more. So it's like you have to have something. You got to have some candy to give to make them want to come in, and then be able to put the medicine in there, which is wisdom, right? A lot of people give people knowledge, and a lot of people take advantage over people with just giving them knowledge. You can be smart and you can spit facts out, but a lot of times that knowledge can get you destroyed if you don't have the wisdom with it, right? Because wisdom is knowledge applied. So if you know how to apply knowledge, now you know when you should and shouldn't do something. So this is an amazing thing that you're creating, because the energy that look at this right now. You've attracted a young brother here, right? I'm sitting here with you and I'm a CEO. I'm 28 years old, became a CEO at 25, been able to build a company that's actually creating massive amounts of wealth for my community, right? I've been able to employ people. I have employees. I have an office front. I work in 2 different markets, Colorado and Texas. I'm in 2 states, right, already, and I'm about to expand out to more. I'm growing, and you've been able to attract young brothers such as myself because of your energy and what you're created. So I want to give you your kudos on camera. I want to give you your kudos in real life because what you're doing is amazing, truly, and is God ordained as well. And I know you're going to continue to grow with it, and you're going to change a lot of people's lives. So continue on your path as well.
Appreciate it, my brother. Appreciate it. Man, you can't not come back.
Yeah,
we gonna do some things together, but it's just been a pleasure, man. Martel, you have invigorated me today in just your presence, your calmness, your inspirational words that you have shared with us on camera. And I just appreciate that. So just keep on doing what you're doing, brother.
Thank you.
You're in the right direction. You're going in the right direction. You're doing some big things, and we're excited for you.
Can I tell you one story before we go?
Yes. Do that, and then give us some information on how we can connect with you.
Perfect. So, Antoine, when I first started my company, I bootstrapped my business, right? So bootstrapping the company is where the owners put in money to continue to make the business grow, right? Between myself and all my owners, we probably put in close to right around $25,000, $30,000 to get our business off the ground, right?
Okay.
Then I got to a point now where I decided, okay, am I going to take money from a bank? Am I going to take money from one investor? Or am I going to crowdfund to let the people be a part of my journey and a part of our growth, right? And so then it's like a blessing to God because I remember sitting, I'm praying about it. I'm writing in my journal, thinking about like, what direction should I take? It's a lot of directions, right? And God told me, you're people. Go to the people because the people is where you're supposed to go. So by the grace of God, I take a long shot. I throw a Hail Mary and I reach out to a platform called WeFunder. WeFunder is the number one crowdfunding platform in America.
Okay.
Large company. You can get your company on there. You now can get anybody in the world can come and invest in your company as little as $100 if they want, right? They can max it out to $5,000, $10,000, however much they want. Last week, right before I got here, today is Wednesday? On Friday, I got an email telling me that we got approved to be on WeFunder. So now we're going to be one of the first all black owned cannabis companies on WeFunder to be able to raise money from anybody in the globe to be able to invest in our company.
Wow.
So I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for that. And I'm happy. This is my first time even saying it in public, so which is cool. So anybody who's listening, you can go to wefunder.com. That's WEFUNDER.com. And if you type in Good Feeling Hemp, which is the name of my company, it's Good GOOD Feeling FEELING, and then Hemp HEMP. You can pull up our profile if you want to have stock and support what we're doing, support the brand that we're building towards. Our goal is to reach $250,000, right? That's my goal for our pre-seed round that we're trying to raise. So it's an amazing opportunity. You can go on there, you can invest into this journey, you can have equity, you'll get return shares in the future, you'll be able to have dividends. Everything into this journey that I'm building. So just wanted to share that because it's an amazing opportunity.
It is an amazing opportunity. And I would like for you to come on the boss meeting and share about that. And I have a few followers, and it's about to grow. It's about to expand.
Yeah.
But I would like for you to come on and share some of your things. And we got some naturalists that's already on a part of the platform and share some of the knowledge that you dropped on us today. But yes, get in touch with my brother Martel and go to the funding page and truly, I'm going to invest. I'm putting it on camera that I'm going to invest in this brother's business because I believe in him.
Yes, sir.
And that's what we got to realize, that people are going to do stuff because they like you. And so you always have to develop yourself.
Yeah.
Always be in the self-development mode. Always be willing to invest in yourself. And because this young man has invested in himself, you bet not invest into him and whatever he's doing, because it's going to be great. And so thanks again, brother Martel, for coming on, man. And I just see us doing some great things together. I don't know, like I said, if I'm just waving the banner for you, man, and celebrating you, I'll be proud to do that.
Man,
God bless you,
I
man.
appreciate you. God bless you. And everybody, for all of our social media, you can follow us at Good Feeling Hemp on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and our website is goodfeelinghemp.com. So go check us out. I'd love to have you to the family. Like I said, one of our goals is to reach 1 million families that have CBD products from Good Feeling Hemp. So become a part of my 1 million family campaign. Be able to experience this all natural plant-based medicine. And if you have questions, you can DM us, you can email us, or you can call us at 281-501-0750. Again, that's 281-501-0750. You can call our office line. If you Google Good Feeling Hemp as well, you'll see the office line there. I just want to connect with you and help change you and your family's lives.
Amen. Amen. Get in touch with my brother. This is just Antoine, the Repositioning Podcast. We're glad you tuned in, and there's more to come. See you next time.
Peace.